update sets, debugging and system cloning, also upgrades. These are all comes under system maintenance. Okay, system maintenance activities. Okay, for example, let us say we are working in a dynamic environment wherein we have multiple instances, such as, a development instance, and then quality instance, and then also the production instance. Okay, we as an administrator, we are responsible for managing the health of this environment. Okay, so ideally, like, in a typical team, we will have developers, we will have administrators, we will have business analysts, we will have technical leads. So various roles will be part of your project. Okay, and each one will take care of in an individual role. According to that, you will play, like, to some extent into these, independent activities. Okay, now the first one is update sets. Okay, when we say update sets are like, kind of a packages. Okay, this is a utility will help you to capture all the code changes, and you will use these, update sets to migrate code from one instance to other instance. Okay, we will do one example and you will come to know then what is update set. And again, like, we will talk about what things can be included in the update sets, what things cannot be included in the update sets. Okay, please notice that now the update sets can be created, okay, to capture the code changes, okay, in our ServiceNow system from the system update sets. Okay, you will go to system. Okay, the system update sets. Okay, under the system update sets, go to local update sets. These local update sets will help you to capture any changes that you are doing in the system locally. Okay, now I'm saying again, I'm trying to create a local update set. Okay, let's create, assuming that my customer asked me to execute a small RFS activity or an RATM activity or a story. Okay, whenever we are creating an update set, you need to make sure, like, what exactly you are capturing. Let us say this is going to be an implementation project and I received a story to make a field on incident table is, modified, and also my customer is asking me to, create a new view, and then that view is specific to managers. That is my customer requirement. The story comes up with some story number. Okay, usually STRY story, something like this. Okay, this is the story number. When you are creating updates, this name should be following some, conventions, because tomorrow when you look into this update set, you should know that, like, this update set is captured to solve the story related to some number. Okay, and this is on the incident module, so I'm going to give that incident module number, or else some people will say simply INC will help you to capture that, and incident form changes, something like this. You can give any name, but remember, as a real-time resource, you should not be giving any random name, so that there itself, you will come to know that you are not actually having any experience. So any experienced resource, they will follow some naming conventions. That naming convention will help you to immediately understand what exactly this requirement is all about. Okay, I created a new update set and I'm making it in progress and save. Okay, now when when I created a new update set, okay, you will be seeing that, and I want to make this update set as my current update set. Okay, if you go to this particular link, you can see, I talked about it, we will talk about a little later. So update set, you can see right now every single change in the ServiceNow system captured under default update set. You please do not modify this default update set name. Many of the junior developers, by mistake, they will modify the default update set name. Okay, so you can see, okay, the default update set name is also part of it, where instead of creating a new one, people do change this default update set name, and migrate the changes. That is really, really bad practice. We should not even touch this. Always default update set is going to be in progress. The reason is this default update set will help you to compare the code, and many other features are lied in the background. Whenever you want to capture something, you have to create a new update set and track your changes in your new update set. Now this is my new update set. If I want to change my current, my current update set to to capture the changes, there are two ways to do that. You can go down here and go to this place and select it so that it will become your current update set. And the second thing is you can say directly make this as my current update set. Either the way, this will be setting the value. I made my story number 112 as my current update set. You can see that is has been changed. Okay, your current update set has been changed. And also you can see there is a red flag, which means it is started capturing it. Now I am going into incident table. Okay, according to my requirement, I am trying to update the changes. Now go to incident table. Okay, my customer asked me to make some fields are mandatory. Okay, I'm trying to make some fields are mandatory. Let us say I want to make phone number is also mandatory. Configure, go to dictionary. This is a custom field that I created, and I'm making this field as a mandatory. Updated. Okay. Now I made a field change. Okay. I made a field change. Okay. So that it will be captured in my update set. Go to your local update set and see. You can see the track of the changes will be captured here. Now, if you open this, scroll down, you can see you made a dictionary change to the target name, incident number, who made this change. Okay. And that is captured. Now go to the incident table and modify the record. I'm updating the record. Record updated, updated, save. If I have updated a record in the system, okay, if I have updated a records, these are transactional records. Okay, these are transactional records like incident, problem, change. I have modified it. And if I come down to this particular one, refresh it, okay, and or else reload it, any transactional records were not captured here. You can see there is nothing being captured. Now go to that incident table, and I said like my customer wanted me to create a new view. Okay, example. Okay, or else any form level changes. Okay, so now go to configure form layout. My customer asked me to create a new view called manager view. Okay, so new view. Right now, if there is a view, you can see that major incident view, all blah blah. No, there is no view called manager. I'm going to create a new view called manager view. Manager, uh, let's say that I created a new view called manager view, and I want to include very limited fields there. Okay, incident number, short description, caller, phone number, assignment to group, and assign to priority, and save this. Okay, this is for testing purpose. So I have added some fields. Now I modified it. I have modified new view. Okay, this is saving. Okay, come down to your story and reload it. You can see you have added form section, form layout. They were captured. Okay, and there are some instances if there is a, any record which is very important need to be captured in the update set, so that there is a situation wherein, like, system provided a feature to add update set. So manually, for example, let's go to sys underscore user dot list. Okay. And under sys underscore user dot list, I am trying to create a new user. Okay. Now test, test, okay, test, and I'm saving this user. Okay, duplicate testing on one. Okay. Now I created a new user. It did not create it. Integration user one. Okay, and saving the record. I saved a record. Now I created a new user. Go to your update set, refresh it. Now I reloaded. I created a new user. Did it create it here? No. Now go to your new user that you just created. This is your new user. And if this new user is not created because this is a record that you created in a table. Similarly, go to groups. Okay, go to groups. Now you created a group user and then go to groups under system security. Testing group. Now testing group. Save it. Okay, I have again modified a record here. I have updated a record also in this scenario. Now, if I go to the update set, see, you have to notice it. So whenever we are making any technical change, like a field or a active, or a UI policy or a client script, any such things will be captured in my update sets. But if you are creating a record in something, that will not be captured. One of the interview question again. Okay, come down to your incident table. And I'm trying to add a subcategory under inquiry. Okay, right now we have antivirus, email. Sorry, give me a second. Sorry. Team, I'm sorry. Okay, so under category, I want to, under inquiry, I want to add voice services, antivirus, email, and internal application, right? So I want to add voice under this category. Go to this subcategory and configure choices. And if I added a choice here, okay, go to this voice service. Okay, add this choice and now save this option and go to your story, update set. Okay, you can see there is a choice list updated. You can see the choice list updated. Now go to your incident table once again. You need to notice like, what changes are being captured, what changes are not being captured. Okay. Now go to your open and open any incident. Now under inquiry, I have added voice service, right? Now go to the subcategory and go to show choice list. Okay. And under choice list, like right now, if you can see, we have added voice service. Okay. And this is a dependency field. Being this is a dependency field. Okay. If you can open up this list view and then go to this dependent value. And this is being subcategory is dependent on category. You can see this is dependent on this value. Now, if I'm going to create a new record, okay, you can see I am right now under sys underscore choice table and go to new and create a new record. Okay, for the same subcategory. Okay, and go to new and create a record. I'm creating it for subcategory and then dependent value is the inquiry. And this time I'm going to create not a voice service. I'm going to say some custom service. Okay, custom app. Okay, saying that custom app inquiry on or inquiry about payroll. So this is inquiry about payroll and I have submitted it. Okay, and I need to select table. On the incident table for this particular cat field, I created it. If I have modified this particular one, okay, and if you go to this local update set, and here the change will not be captured. Okay, we modified it for subcategory. Okay, we modified it for subcategory, and if you can go up, and this will contain an XML, you know, payload. Okay, that will be taken down to the next instances. So here, if you look into this particular summary of the choices, earlier I have added voice, so that will be appropriately captured here. If you can open up, okay, and go for voice. Now the voice value is definitely been captured somewhere in the system. Go to search for voice. Where is it? I cannot see. You can see there is a voice service that I have added, and that is captured here in this is the place. Okay, I'm highlighting it. Probably you're able to capture, and please follow my cursor now. And I have also added custom app. Okay, the custom app will not be coming into this one. Okay, I have added custom app, or sorry, payroll will not be coming into this particular one. Reason is like oh, okay, payroll, like whatever we created as a record, so the record will not be properly structured. Okay, the only thing, because this has come up with all the consolidated values, but if you are creating like a new record directly on the sys underscore choice table, that will not be coming up. Okay, right now it captured every single thing as part of it, like it came up. But if I'm creating a new record directly from the sys underscore choice table as a record, that will not be structured in your local update set. So you need to make sure, like you are not going to create it as a record, but you are rather creating it as a field changes directly from the choice. So I have showed you how to create a new choice, right? Go to configure and then create a new choice from the tool. So if you do this way, it will be always captured in your update set. This is the best practice to do that. Okay, but there are some scenarios wherein you want to give a custom variable. Okay, I mean custom value and custom label. Then your this feature will not help you to do that, because you will be able to provide only label in this context. So the value in the background will be automatically created. But if you do it from this place, okay, if you do it from this place, you will be able to give a custom value according to your values. For example, let us say for an incident, you are saying in new, but the value is going to be one. In such scenarios, you have to use this option, but you have to be careful when you're doing it. So what happens? Now we know that, okay, if we do it from this place, if we do it from this place, the system wouldn't be allowing us to, capture it. So in that case scenarios, we'll have a feature called add to update set manually. So we will use that feature to update it. For example, let us go to sys underscore properties dot list. Okay. Now, so you have some properties. If I'm creating a new property, because this is a behavioral changes to the system. Okay. Now, if I'm creating a new property or updating some property, okay, let us say I'm updating this property, saying that like, value to, okay, false to true. Okay. Then, if I'm saving this, save this. This is also a record change, right? But being that is a system property, that will be automatically captured under system property section. You can see there are certain types, but it will not be capturing the transactional records like incident, problem, change, and then users groups. If you want to do that, you will have to manually attach them. Okay, manually attach them, or we need to export them into Excel and then import them onto the destination system. Now, in this scenario, I have made some changes. Okay, after completing my entire work as part of my story, testing is completed. Okay, my unit testing is completed. Everything is done. What I have to do is to migrate this particular code into, the destination system. So I have to complete this update set. I have to complete this update set. So after completing this update set, okay, there are two ways to deploy it in the QA. For example, let's assume my system is 59003 is a development server, and Hammond system is assume that like it's a UAT or a production. So there are two ways to do that. Number one, you can export this into you can export this whole code into an XML, and you can import it on the destination system. Okay. And then also you can directly configure the data source on the target system and then retrieve this update set. These are the two ways to do that. But to configure the data source, you need to provide the credentials of this user. Okay, we will do both the ways. Okay, while I'm doing this, okay, we will work through both the scenarios. Okay, so Haman,
Yes, Srikant.
I'm going to send you this in my email. Okay, so please download it and keep it in your local machine. Okay,
Okay.
now, so while Heyman is doing it, can I have a help from Chaitanya? If you can, enable your
Yes, sir.
system and ready. Okay,
Yes, sir.
uh, Heyman, what's your email ID?
Hemanarayana.d dot
This
d at
one.
gmail. Yes.
Okay, and updates it. Please download it in your local machine, and then we will do one direct retrieval, okay, based on the XML. So
Okay.
can I have your login ID password, Chaitanya, to log into my machine, to log in here?
Yes, sir. I will WhatsApp.
Yeah, please do that. Okay, now go to while as part of this preparation, I have to create one login ID for configuring the data source. Go to sys underscore user dot list, and I will use integration dev user, okay, for example, or else uh, deployment user. I'll create one user called deployment user. Sys underscore user deployment user and save this, because if we are making a code changes, so this role should be administrator. This person should be administrator. Have you shared your details, Chaitanya?
Yes, sir. I have shared you in WhatsApp.
Oh, you shared it. Okay. Now I created a deployment user in my source system. Okay. This is my source system, and let me set password. And this is a lengthy password. Let's copy it. Notepad, and this is my password for this deployment user. Close it and remove this reset. Copy this value and save it. And this is the user ID. Okay, I have done this. Now we just unshare for a moment. Okay, and I'm trying to use your credentials. Instance name. Can I have the instance name? What is that development instance name? Oh, you provided your this daughter details.
Ah,
Oh, I need your instance ID password, madam.
acha, okay, okay. I will give that. Okay.
Did you log into the ServiceNow system today?
Yes, yes. I have logged in, sir.
Okay, then just like the way I created, do one thing. Okay, let's share your screen. We will talk about it.
Okay. Okay.
Let's share your screen.
Srikanth, I have not received any mail.
You haven't received it, so then it will be wrong email then.
Yes, sir.
No.
Can you ping me your email ID?
Yeah, sure. Ping.
Did you ping? Okay, go to system update set, system type system update. Okay, wait here. Okay, and go to update sources. Hemant, have you sent that email address?
Yes, I did a WhatsApp.
WhatsApp. Okay, give me a second. And I'm resending it. I resent it. Okay, see, just in case if it is going into spam. Okay, now what we are trying to do here is we are actually creating source and then target relationship. Okay,
Oh,
now imagine for a moment, Chaitanya, this is your quality server or a production server. Okay,
okay.
I am the developer, I have done the development and it is my source instance. Okay,
Oh,
I'm my instance is source. So create a source target configuration, click on new, click on new. I'll supply the details.
okay.
Okay, click on new, and then I have just say that dev to QA, just to give a name, dev to QA. So we are trying to use this source for moving the code from development to QA.
Okay.
And
Okay.
type of the server is a development. My instance is a development. So you are saying it is a
Okay.
development. Fine. Now go to URL and I have pinged you one thing in the chart. Copy my instance there. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That dev 59003 and then that instance. Okay. After that, the
Okay.
user, I have given you the user ID. Okay, type that user ID in the user ID name. And then similarly, after that, the lengthy password also coming on the way. So include this in the password field.
I need to
Okay.
type username.
Copy paste, better copy paste. I provided you in the chart. The deployment user, yeah, that
Okay.
is from my instance, okay, from the source
Okay.
instance, and also provided the password. So now, after providing it, save that, save it. So if if my system is good, then you can test the connection. So
Okay.
you are the target system and I'm the source system. Test the connection, make sure my credentials, everything are good. Yeah, connection is
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Now, what I have done is I created a story number, I created an update set in my instance, and I completed it. Okay, you can
Okay.
retrieve it from your system. You go and retrieve it. Retrieve that. If you once you have retrieved it, what system does is like it will retrieve all the update sets which are in completed state in my instance. Okay,
Okay.
now go to retrieve update set, second tab, below. No, not that one. You already did it. Yeah. See, you can see the story number that I created is completed. Correct?
Yes. Mm.
Now you can open that update set. Click on it. Open that update set. So what you have to do is you have to preview it. Once you have previewed it, the system will preview against your local environment. Now, you probably have done some changes. Okay. In that case, system will ask you, do you want to allow the, remote update set changes applied on the current update set, or I mean, current changes. So which means like, let us say, by the time, because in the real time environment, there may be multiple people working in it, right? Let us say, imagine, Srikanth shared this update set and Rani shared some update set. Okay. By the time Rani sharing her update set, I already made some changes. Okay. And
Okay.
when Rani is sharing it, what system will tell you? There are already changes which are kind of a quite, new when compared with incoming one. What do you want to do? So the system will ask you all those questions right below. Scroll down, scroll down.
Okay.
So the system will say, okay, these are the customer updates that came up. What do you want me to do? Right now, there are no issues. Your instance is kind of a comparatively older than the changes that I have applied. So no questions have come up. Correct?
Yes.
The no questions have come up. So that is why the system is directly, it ran a preview. Everything is good. Okay, everything is good. Now do one thing. Go to your ServiceNow system. Okay, go to your ServiceNow system and go to type sys underscore property. Just example, I'll tell you. Sys underscore property is dot list. Okay. It did it give you anything? Oh, sorry.
No, it's not
Now
fun.
it didn't give you anything, right?
No.
Let me give you the correct one. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, sys underscore property dot. I'm pinging you the correct
Okay.
syntax. So just use this sys underscore properties dot list. Okay. Type this in under the navigation panel and click on it. And then okay. And then
Mm.
there is a first one, AISL, right?
Okay.
Change that. Okay. Change, open it. And then write some description. Write some description. No. Why are you changing the name? Write some description. Yeah. Put some text description or whatever. Yeah. Now save that. and go to the next tab, story number. Go to the next tab, story number, and now run preview again. You did it like some time back, right? Now if you have run this preview, the system will say that there is a something already new on the target system. Run preview again. Click on run preview again. They're on the right side, completely right side. Okay. If you run the preview, system will verify the changes against the target system. Close it. Now you see the red mark. Earlier it
Yes.
is green. Then scroll down. Now close it and scroll down. Close it and scroll down. Okay. See, now there is an error saying that,
Mm.
okay, found a local update set is newer than this one. Okay. Now, as an administrator, you need to decide, should I allow the remote update set or should I, ignore my remote update set or do some level of comparison then take an action. Okay. So I know that my remote update set is a good one compared to the local one. So what I can say that accept remote update set. You accept it. There is a right hand side. There are 5 options, available actions. Accept below. On the right hand side, completely down. Yeah, below. Yeah, below. The 4th option, accept remote update set. If you say that accept, so what system does is it will be allowing the remote update set. You have accepted it. Okay, you have accepted it. Yeah, I'll be accepting this remote update set. Fine. Now go to that go to that class, the 3rd tab on your system.
Choice.
No, 3rd tab, 3rd
Tab.
tab.
Okay, okay.
Okay, and go to all. Okay, system update set. Type system update set. Go to update sources and go to open that dev2QA. Okay, now go to retrieved update set. Open that retrieved update set.
This one.
Below retrieved update
This.
set, there is story number. Yeah,
Oh,
open
okay,
it.
okay.
Click on it. Now see everything is good. Green. Scroll down.
Yes.
There are no errors. Okay, there are no errors, right?
Mm.
Then you commit it. Okay, now you commit it. Okay, if I say commit on the top right side, commit. If I say commit, then what happens? These changes that have come from the source instance will be applied on your target instance. So now you are migrating the code changes onto your QA. Okay, this is
Oh,
how you will promote code from one instance to other instance. To
yeah.
promote your code changes, you will use these update sets. Okay.
Oh,
Now you go to the next tab. Now you go to the update set. You see, reload it, reload it.
okay.
See, that is reverted. Earlier you
Yes.
you modified it to test, right? Description. Now
Yes,
it is
yes.
changed, and also the
Yes.
value of it is also changed to true. That is what I have done in my source instance. And go to
Okay.
the incident table once. Go to incident table. We made some changes there. We will see if those changes have come or not.
Okay.
Okay, now go to views. I created a new view. Go to views. Yeah, there views. Okay, save the record and then go to views. I created a manager view, so that should come up. No, save it first and then go to that.
It's asking for short description.
Okay, it created a new section there. Okay, that's why my system says it's created a new section. See, these are all changes that have come from my change. Save.
Yes. It's saved.
It is saved, right?
Mm.
And I also created a field called phone number, right? Check that, go to configure in table if that field has come or not. Go to configure and configure in table called field. What is that field name? Phone number.
Phone
Okay.
number.
Yeah, check that if that field also came up or not. Column search. Yeah, on the top you can use the filter, right? Why you are going to form. Go to that column label. Left side there is a magnifying lens. Use that. Right below under column section, madam. It's a column.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Below dictionary entries. You can see dictionary entries below left side, top. Yeah, and below that there is a magnifying lens.
Mm.
Just leave it. Under you can you see the dictionary entries there? Where is the dictionary
Yes,
entry?
I can see. Huh.
Below that there is a magnifying lens search option.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
use that to search that column always. Okay,
Okay.
type phone. No. Just type phone. I haven't given that level of number. Yeah, just enter. See, that is the phone,
Yeah.
that
Okay.
number I created. So that also came. So all the code changes are successfully reached out to your destination system, right? So
Okay.
now you clear, right? What is update set? How do we use it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is one method of transferring the code from one system to the other system, right? Okay, so now coming to Haman. Haman, have you received my email?
Yes, I have downloaded it.
Yeah, downloaded, right? Can you please share your screen?
Yeah, share my screen.
Okay, after that you go to your system update set, type system update set, and go to not update sets, go to retrieved update sets. Now we are using the second method. So we used, okay, we used the other one. Go to the system update sets, retrieved update sets. Okay, now under this you have an option to import update set XML. There is another option.
Yes.
So earlier we used update sources.
Yes.
Okay, in this case we are, because sometimes the customers they might not want to go for that update sources for some reasons. Okay, or else like maybe you are trying to import code from some other source. Okay, you received this code from some other tool or some other thing. So in that case you don't have to rely only on the update search sources, but that is the best practice. Okay, but the system also has the feature to import the code. Okay, let us assume tomorrow ServiceNow provided you some XML content. You can do that like through this way. Go click on it and then locate your XML. Yeah, now open it, upload. So after uploading it, the same content that we have seen in the beginning has come up here. Now you open it and then preview it and make necessary decisions if required. Okay, now everything is good and you can preview it and then commit it. Okay, so these are the two ways wherein you can load the update sets into your target system and then commit it. Now you understood, right? The difference between the update source and retrieved update set. Commit it now. So the changes just like what we have done for Chaitanya, now they were also migrated into your system. Okay, so guys, are you clear about these two topics? Within the update sets, now are you in a position to talk about update sets?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there are various features which are available. For example, let us say, in a team, we will have multiple people, right? Like, we will have multiple developers. So your team lead, would like to combine all the update sets and then move them into system together. Then you can use merge update sets on the left hand side. Okay, so the merge update sets will help you to, merge all the completed update sets. So you can pick up all the update sets, whatever you want to combine, and then you can create one common name for all the update sets so that all the code changes will be clubbed and you can run smoothly. So this is the another feature will help you to, migrate the code. Okay, by combining, like, before we are, promoting into the production, instead of sending, like, multiple update sets one by one. Okay, let's club all of them and then execute it one time. So that is the other feature which we have. So these are the various features which are available under update set section. Okay. So can I share my screen now?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. So as I said, update sets will help you to migrate the code from one system to other system. Okay. So again, this is a, purely an administrative activity, because administrators are the completely powerful people in the tool. They will be acting as a, the health keepers in the system. So that is why, like, if somebody is sending a code, so they are the guys, like, they will be taking control what code should be promoted into the production. Okay, whether production is having latest value, or, the development system is also having the latest value. Why we are moving this code? What is the necessity of moving this code? All these questions would come from the administrators, and then they will take a decision and they will move this code into the production system. Okay, so this is the feature will help you to maintain the code promotions from one system to the other system. Now, what happens is, over a period of time, if you are making so many changes, okay, as I said, in real-time scenario, there are instances which will be supported by various vendors. For example, like, let's assume that Microsoft is maintaining an instance for maintaining their infrastructure operations. So what happens is, like, to do some of the code changes, they will be giving some work to TCS, some work to IBM, some work to Infosys. So these are all various vendors. Okay, so in that scenario, what happens is, like, because multiple people are working on the same instance, eventually there will be a difference between dev system and then QA system. Similarly, from the production system, the QA system. But what happens is, tomorrow, if you want to debug something on the production system and you don't know, because these two systems are not in a sync, and you will not be in a position to, provide a proper fix. So to make sure to avoid these errors, what we do in the real time is, we will make sure the production system is, the QA system is cloned with the production. Similarly, the dev system is cloned with QA system, so that whatever the changes that we are making, assuming that we are making the changes on top of the latest version. So to do that, we have a feature called system clone. Okay, now, so system clone will help you to just wipe out your target system. Okay, and then, map with your production system or a QA system. One second. One second, Jim. So the system cloning will help you to clone your target instances with the latest system. For example, as I said, now, assuming that, okay, this is how it happens. Okay, um, let me create. This is your dev system. Okay, now, and this is your QA. Okay, assuming that, okay, this is your QA, and then this is your production. So what happens is, in the development system, you will be doing a lot of development. Okay, let's assume that, like, you have done 1.1. Okay, and then you think 1.2. There are two things, there you have done various people. Let's say some A person, and then B person has done something, and then, like, they were working on 2.1 and 2.2. Okay, something like this. So when it comes to reality, maybe you are working in three different things, but you will be promoting only one code into QA. And then similarly, like, this person is moving only 2.3. Okay, but dev system is kind of over polluted. Okay, but QA is like, having some 2.1 and then 2.3. What happens is over a period of time in the UAT, this one only successful, so only one will go into the production. Okay, and imagine like, this happens over a period of 2 months or 3 months, and then this will become completely mess. Okay, because if you have, if we are talking about only two people for 1 week scenario, this is the scenario came up. Okay, if it is like 1 month and 2 months and 3 months, what happens is this production is not in sync with your dev system. Tomorrow end user is complaining about something in the production and you are trying to replicate it in the QA or in the dev, it won't happen because you messed it up. So what we do is on time and again, okay, for every 2 months or for every 3 months or for every 1 month, depends on the number of requirements that you are working on. So what we do is after every month or every 2 months, we will be cloning this system with production like this. We will make it similar to the production, and then QA we will make a clone to dev system so that they will be in sync. Again from here onwards, like you will be working again like 1.2. Okay, you will be working on 1.1 and 1.2 and 1.3. Again you will be working on it, and similarly this guy will be working on 2.1 and 2.2. Okay, and then 2.3, something that will happen. So over a period of time, maybe 1.2, 1.1 and then 1.2 probably have come up. Okay, example 1.1 and 1.2, they might have come up here. 2.1 and 2.2, these requirements probably have reached, and this only 2.2 is successful, that went into the production. And again like this messed up. So what we do, we will again clone it. So we will do this as a regular exercise to make sure like production is in sync with QA and QA is in sync with dev, so that we can provide green and then better code into the production, and production will not be disrupted. So this is the one of the activity will be performed by the administrators. So this is a fairly simple, you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is you need to schedule a clone. Okay, this is a this will be automated, being this is a cloud instance. As soon as you have created a clone, and then the system will take care of cloning activity. Now let's say this is a cloning profile. I'm going to create a cloning profile. Let's assume that I want to clone my system with now currently Chaitanya system. So what Chaitanya should do is, okay, I want to just like we created an update source. Similarly, QA to dev, we will be creating it, and then we will be providing the target instance. Now being this is my personal instance, we will not be having the target instance names, but in real time if you would like to clone it, like we will see all the instances that are created in your profile will be included in this. So you will just create that clone profile after creating a clone profile. So this is up to us. Remember, the production will be always having some millions of records every day. Like you will be creating some tons of records into the system. All the records are not necessary to move into the QA. Our objective is to make sure the platform is same. The code changes, okay? The basic changes, platform level changes that we are, talking about should be mapped, because we are talking more from the development perspective, right? So data need not to be in there. And if you want to be moving the data also, you can move the data, or else you can exclude the data components that you want to exclude. You can do all the data. Let's say I don't want to load the users data, I don't want to move the transaction data, I don't want to move the attachments, I don't want to move the log files. So I can restrict what are all the components that I want to restrict, so I can do that. Okay, and then also on the target system, let's say on the development system, I have applied some theme, so I can preserve those themes, and then I have applied some time zones, I can preserve those time zones, or I don't want to remove, because being QA and development are used in the integration purpose, we don't want to remove those integrations, I want to preserve those integrations. So all that stuff that can be done, and then you will schedule that clone activity. Okay, once everything is in place, so all you do is you will schedule a clone. Okay, what you do is you will create a request for a new clone activity. Okay, and then you will provide a time frame. Okay, you will, we created a profile, right, from which instance to which instance that we want to do. You will select that profile, and then to which instance you want to target, and then you will provide the target instance. Okay, that will be auto populated ideally, like, now if I have provided an instance name here, that will be auto populated here. Okay, the target instance will be automatically populated here. And then when do you want to schedule this clone activity? So let's say I want to schedule this clone activity on this Friday, and then you will inform all your developers, hey guys, I'm cloning from QA to dev, please take out all your code changes, take a backup of it, because it will be wiping out all your work and then moving the fresh platform into your development. So take a backup, and then we will be doing it on this so and so date. So this is how you will do the clone activity to maintain the system health. Okay, and this is one of the best practice to make sure, like, we are passing on clean and green code into the production system. Otherwise, what happens, your production also will be disrupted over a period of time. You will not have a good health on the production system. So cloning activity will help you to bring, clone any system, okay, dev to QA to dev or production to dev, to make sure, like, they are synchronized. That is the objective of a system cloning. Okay, is this clear? Like, this topic, why do we use clone? What is the necessity of cloning? How does this clone work?
Yes, sir.
Rani,
Yes, sir.
Chaitanya, this is self-explanatory activity. There is nothing, technical in this. This is an admin activity. Chaitanya, is that clear? Why do we use this? When do we use this? What is cloning? Am I audible, Chaitanya? Heaven,
Yes, Srikant.
you're good, right?
Yep.
Chaitanya, I can't hear you. If you have any questions, I'm happy to assist. Okay, that's about cloning. Okay, and one of the other activity that we do, okay, to ensure the system is up to date, okay, is the system upgrades. Okay, so the system upgrades will be, taken care from the support portal. Okay, so the upgrades will not be, updated, activated from anywhere here. Okay, being my system is like, PDI, okay, personal development instance, so I can have this upgrade initiated from this place. Okay, as you know that ServiceNow is releasing versions, okay, new versions, like, time to time, for every 6 months, like, we are receiving a new version, right? Right now we are at Rome. Okay, now sorry, San Diego, and then after San Diego we received Tokyo. You can see this is the latest. Okay, now if you want to upgrade your ServiceNow system to the latest version, okay, you can select this version and then you can upgrade your instance. Okay, so when you are upgrading your instance, what happens is ServiceNow will be, giving you all the latest features that have come from this latest upgrade. But remember, like, in reality, okay, if we have 3 instances, what you have to do is, first you need to upgrade your dev system, because ServiceNow is taking care of all the important measures. But remember, in real time, it depends on the size of implementation, size of the project. You may have n number of integrations. You probably have implemented n number of customizations. So the best practice is always, like, upgrading your dev system. Okay, and then after upgrading it, okay, you have to perform end-to-end testing. Okay, you need to perform end-to-end testing, and you need to capture all the test results. Everything is good, fine. But if something is broken, okay, as part of your system upgrade, then you as a developer, you need to fix that. Again, like, all the fixes will be captured under story 1 and story 2. Okay, so all your bug fixes will be captured under your stories, and they will be attached to update sets, right? Story 1 will be attached to one update set, and story 2 will be attached with another update set as part of your dev upgrade. Now, after you completed everything, your upgrade completed, your testing completed, okay, and then after your testing completed, you identified some bugs and you fixed those bugs and you consolidated them. What you do, the next step is you will upgrade your QA. Okay, we will upgrade our QA. After upgrading QA, what we do is we have identified some of the bugs, right? So we will promote those bugs into, we will promote these code changes into QA. After promoting these code changes, again, we will be performing end-to-end testing. Okay, end-to-end testing. So after performing end-to-end testing, we are not really sure. Okay, most probably we will be covering all the fixes here. But in UAT, if you have come across any additional fixes, then you will be capturing them as a new story. Okay, and you will also fix that. Okay, again, you will take it back and then fix it and come down here. And now you have refined solution. So the next step is you will upgrade your production. Upgrade prod and move all these things so that you are having a perfect strategy of upgrading. So this is the approach we will be taking to upgrade our production system, you know in this three-tier landscape. But there are kinds like they will be having only production and dev, then the stuff will not be there. It also depends on the size, and there are instances wherein they will be having new instance called sandbox. Okay, if there is a sandbox, again, we will clone it before upgrading, and then you know uh, test it, and then do the work on dev, and then to QA, and then to production, just to have much better refined solution or a refined upgrade. So this is how we will be upgrading this environment time to time. Okay, as I said, this is being our PDI, we will do it from this place, but in real time you will be having access to the support portal. Okay, you will be providing access to the support portal. You will create a change request there. Okay, we will create a change request there. The change request will tell you upgrade my instance, and this is also a ServiceNow instance. You will create upgrade. Okay, you can come down and if I ask this one, and the system will say that give me your login ID and password, and you can initiate that upgrade through the change request process. The change will be scheduled according to the timestamp, and you will be upgrading your ServiceNow system. This is asking me my support login credentials. If I have them, I will be able to request it. Okay, according against the target instances. Okay, so which instance need to be upgraded, how that need to be upgraded. So again, this is also an activity of a senior ServiceNow administrator in your system. And because this is not involved with any coding, okay, all you do is you will do that upgrade, and you inform your developers, you inform your testers, ask them to test it, and then come up with finalized solution, and then you will move that code into the QA. And if they ask you to upgrade the QA, you will do that, and then similarly the production. So all these job roles are kind of a administrator job roles. But if there is any code involved, then the developer will come into the picture, and then they will do that part. Okay, so this is how you will make sure your systems are up to date, and time to time you are promoting the code changes, and you are making sure your systems are in sync when we compare with the you know what I mean to say, the parent systems like the production to the QA and QA to the dev system. Okay, so this is the entirely a job role of an administrator. Okay, or or else we can call it as a senior administrator in our system. Okay, which means it doesn't mean that developers should not do that, but it also depends on the size of your organization. If, for example, if you have some 10 resources in your project, maybe one or two resources will be dedicated to make sure they are completely taking care of the system health. Okay, so that is how these update sets and cloning activities, upgrade activities will help you to maintain your system. Okay, so I'll take a break here. If you have any questions, I'll be very happy to assist. Okay, so Hemant, any questions on this topic?
Nothing from my end.
Okay, these are kind of a self-explanatory topics. Okay, but you need to know, okay, how this actually happens in real time. Rani, any questions?
Oh, no, sir. It's clear. I need some practice. So if I get any doubts, While I practice, I will get back to you on this.
Perfect. Chaitanya? Can't hear you, Chaitanya. Fine. So, okay, with this, I think, we covered pretty well, like, these topics, okay, as we spoke, okay. Now, so the upcoming topics are like, to talk about a change management. As I said, the change management and CMDB goes hand in hand, okay. So I'm, expecting like, these things will be covered tomorrow, okay. So if you have any questions, we can definitely discuss. And if you have no questions, I mean, I think like, I would prefer to give you the time back and you please practice and let me know if you have any questions via WhatsApp or an email, or you can call me. Okay, I'm definitely there to clear out any questions if you have. Okay,
Okay.
Heman, are you good?
Yes.
Rani? Okay.
Yes, sir, sure, definitely.
Perfect. Then I think with this, okay, we can conclude this session today, okay, and we can regroup on tomorrow and then